It's summertime, the heat is on, and you know what else is out there? Construction. Hey everyone, Sam Watts here, safety supervisor for Meiborg Bros and Silver Arrow. Thank you for taking the time again to watch the safety update, and thank you for all the feedback you give and the comments and the criticisms. I take none of those to heart because I know more than you do, and why should I listen? I'm just kidding, just joking around here. But no, I appreciate all the feedback you guys give, and a lot of you guys have asked, where do you actually film these things at? You know where I sit at Meiborg, and you're like, I don't see any wood around you there, so where exactly do you film these things? And it's really quite simple. It's my secret. I'm not telling you where I film these things. Do you really think I want you to know where I film these things? I can have a personal life, can't I? Can I have a little privacy? Come on. No, but I do have a little studio actually in my house, and that's where I do film these. So yeah, you won't catch me doing these at the office. I used to do them upstairs in the orientation room, but now I don't because you guys were tired of the white walls and like that electrical outlet that was right behind my head that sometimes you'd see and sometimes you wouldn't, and whatever. So I do have a little studio here at home that I have set up, and that's where I do them at. So there, you happy with that answer? And no, you can't come see it in person because I don't want you guys knowing where I live. Does that mean? It might be a little mean. But anyways, moving on. So like I said, it is officially summer. Actually, I guess it's not officially summer yet. When then like June 22nd, something like that, the summer solstice. But anyways, it's summertime, okay? It's getting warm out there. If you're down in the southern states, you know it's already hot. And even up here in the northern states, we're starting to see some of that heat. And what that means is that, the beaches are starting to come open, the water parks are open, people are going out in shorts and t-shirts, and that means there's construction going on out there on the road. And you can't get away from it. It's just what happens. And so this is a good time to just remind you guys that there is a lot of construction going on. If you've been up into the Rockford area in the last 2 years or whatever, you know that they're redoing that entire Highway 20 and Interstate 39 interchange there, and it is an absolute mess right now. But they promise it's supposed to be good, and I can't remember exactly when it's supposed to be done, but I think it's soonish that they're supposed to be done with it. But there's construction everywhere. I drove to, as you all know, I drove to Florida a couple weeks ago. There was construction everywhere as I was going down there. And with construction zones brings your need to have much more aware of your surroundings, because a lot of times there's lane reductions, speed reductions, and there's people trying to cut you off to get in front of you because God forbid you get stuck behind a semi-truck in a construction zone. I don't know why people hate that, but I've seen it with my own eyes. I may have done it once or twice in my life, but probably not because I'm a perfect driver. But there's a lot of extra dangers when it comes to construction zones. There's people working alongside the road. There's big machinery. There's dump trucks coming in and out. And so I just want to take a second to remind you guys that in construction zones, you need to be extra careful. Okay, get off the phone. No dispatcher in the company here is going to, if you say, hey, I'm coming to a construction zone, let me call you when I get out. No dispatcher is going to say, hey, no, I'd rather you talk to me. Okay, they're going to say, yes, of course, get off, concentrate on what you're doing, making sure that you're looking at everything around you. But yeah, just make sure that you're using extra caution, because I do not want any issues to happen in a construction zone. If you're speeding, there's automatically more fine that's going to be put on you. If you're distracted and you hit somebody accidentally, even if it's purely an accident, that's going to ruin their life or potentially their family's life, and it's going to ruin your life. And that's just something you do not need on your conscience, okay? It's so much better to just put all that distraction away and just concentrate on the road. And in the dash cam video we're going to watch here in a second, there's even things like, if someone's coming in, just let them in. We have talked about this 100 times, okay? And I'll probably say it 100 more times. But, if there's construction issues going on, it's usually one lane merging into one lane, or an exit ramp coming down into one lane. Just look ahead. and let them in, okay? Just, we don't need any sort of last minute braking or anything like that, because then that could shift the load, and we just don't need any of that. So I just want to remind you guys, and you've seen it out there because you're on the roads every day, it's construction season. Make sure that you are paying attention, okay? Put the phone down, be very attentive, make sure that be careful in the barriers and all that kind of stuff. Make sure you're cautious around the workers and the equipment in there, because things can go haywire so quickly in those construction zone, and it could really wreck a lot of things. Just not only like physical things, but mentally it could wreck you. There's just too many bad things. Okay, I don't have to go into it. You know what they are, but I just wanted to give you a word of caution. We're in construction season. Make sure that you use your best judgment and you are being extra careful in those construction zones. Cool. All right, now, like I said, let's take a look at some dash cam video of maybe what not to do in a construction zone. Okay, here we are. I don't know exactly where we are. In fact, we might be in Rockford. This kind of looks familiar. This might be that Highway 20, Interstate 39 interchange that I was talking about. I'm going to say we are. I think we are. So anyways, let's take a look at the dash cam video and then kind of see maybe what went wrong here. So okay, so like I was talking about before, we have kind of those exits that merge from one lane into one lane. And that's exactly what happened here. We had one of our trucks was driving, and we had a dump truck that was coming in, and we only had one lane. And so in this, we can see, so I mean, even before we come to the merging spot, we should be looking at that ramp and saying like, okay, there's cars up there, there's a dump truck up there. Like, we gotta already be assessing what is coming in, or what's going to be coming into our lane. Again, who's in the right on this one? Who has to merge with who? Yes, the dump truck has to merge with us. But there is such a thing of like letting that happen too. It's not like you have to merge with us. We're not going to change anything that we're going to do on our part. You merge in with us. No, in a situation like this, we're all on the same team here. Okay, we're all on the road. We're all commercial drivers in this thing. We got to look out for each other. Okay, so in a situation like this, when the dump truck is coming in, we got to start braking back here. Let him in. Okay, he's coming in. He doesn't. Yes, he still has a little bit of a lane there, but there's barriers there. There's other vehicles. There's people up there. Like, he wants to be careful and get out of the way as well. So, if you see a situation like this, yes, there are two lanes technically here, but just slow up. Okay, just slow up, let him kind of get over, so that way you don't have to dive into the shoulder there and with those concrete barriers. Just slow up. Okay, it's really not complicated. Let him in. Okay, even if it was just a car or something like that, just slow up, let him in. Okay, we don't need to play chicken out there and say, you have to merge with me, so you figure it out. And because of this, as you can see, the front end of our truck, it looks like the Bendix system kind of kicked in on the guy and said, hey, you're too close to an object, and that probably automatically kicked in the Bendix braking system. And I know you guys aren't huge fans of that, but it does work. There have been many times I've seen where we've gotten close to things, that Bendix system kicks in. And one of the telltale signs of that is when that front end shakes like that. So I'm guessing it kicked in because it said, hey, you're getting close to that red truck, which he was, okay? And I completely understand. The guy's probably looking and saying, there's two lanes, let's do it. But it's in a construction zone. There's construction vehicles, there's construction people there. The dump truck, yes, he does not have the greatest acceleration because, I don't know if he's loaded or not. It doesn't necessarily look like he is, but he could be. But again, he's trying to navigate these roads too and trying to say, can I get in right here? So again, in a situation like this, it is best to just hit the brakes, okay? Let off the gas, let the guy in, okay? There's no sense in making him stop and all that kind of stuff, because then you're just backing up everything. You're creating more of a hazard if you just let off the gas. You see him coming in. It's not like it was a blind exit where he just pops out of nowhere. We see him coming in. Let off the gas, okay? Just let off the gas. Let him come on over. He's obviously getting off. It looks like we're getting off too at this exit. It's a win-win, okay? It's a win-win. Just let off the gas. Hit the brakes a little bit, let the guy in, and we can all keep going. We don't have to get the Bendix system involved with the braking. So anyways, what would you do in this situation? Are you one that would say, you know, you can merge behind me if you want, or are you going to let them in, which is, again, what I recommend. But again, what would you do in this situation? Or what should this driver have done? Or is there anything I'm missing? You know, because I know it's kind of rare, but I do make mistakes. I do miss some things sometimes. Not often. But no, I'm all ears. That's why I love watching the dash cams, because you guys always throw a lot of comments back at me on what you would do. And that's why we do it. Put yourself in this situation. You're in construction. Red truck's coming in. What are you doing? Okay? So anyways, that's all I got for today, for today's safety update. Again, watch out in those construction zones, guys. There is people and equipment and everything out there. So please use extra caution when you're driving through those construction zones. Always make sure, through the construction zone or even just on the regular road, always make sure that you drive safe.